Over 60? Eat these collagen-rich foods to prevent muscle loss and joint pain. Let me start with a question. Have you noticed your legs feeling heavier, stiffer, or even swollen as you've gotten older? If you're over 60, you're not alone. In fact, more than 70% of seniors deal with these issues every single day. And here's the real debate. Are these problems just a normal part of aging that we have to accept? Or are they a warning sign that your body is running low on one of its most essential building blocks? Collagen? Some experts might nod and say, yes, food really can help rebuild what aging takes away. Others might roll their eyes and argue that it's all genetics, and no amount of food can truly make a difference. But after over 30 years of working with older adults in the US, I can tell you this. I've seen patients transform their mobility, reduce painful swelling, and even regain the confidence to walk freely, simply by adding certain collagen-boosting foods to their routine. And trust me, some of the foods on this list will surprise you. Number 2, in particular, is a complete shocker, because it's something doctors have warned you against for decades. Yet I'll explain why I encourage my patients to eat more of it. But before we dive into the countdown, do me a small favor. Hit the like button, share this video with someone you care about, and subscribe to the channel. That simple action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you powerful, science-backed tips that you won't easily find anywhere else. Now, get ready, because we're about to start our list. And the very first food might be sitting in your kitchen right now, quietly holding the key to stronger joints and lighter steps. Number 8. Animal liver. Here's the truth. For decades, animal liver carried a bad reputation. Many people were told it was too high in cholesterol and best avoided, especially for older adults concerned about their hearts. But the reality is far more interesting. Liver isn't just another cut of meat. It's one of nature's richest nutrient warehouses, delivering a powerful package of vitamins and minerals that your joints desperately need as you age. Let's start with vitamin A. This nutrient is not only important for vision and immune defense, it also plays a central role in repairing tissues, including the lining of your joints. Without enough vitamin A, your body struggles to maintain healthy cartilage, leaving your knees and ankles more vulnerable to wear and tear. Then there's copper and zinc. These trace minerals act almost like construction foremen, directing enzymes to build and cross-link collagen fibers. Think of collagen as the scaffolding that holds your joints together. If the scaffolding is weak, everything else begins to sag and crumble. But when copper and zinc are abundant, those collagen fibers lock tightly in place, giving strength and resilience to your connective tissues. Now, this isn't just theory. Research backs it up. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults with adequate zinc intake had a significantly lower risk of knee osteoarthritis progression. In simple terms, zinc works like an anti-rust agent for your joints. It slows down the damage and helps preserve mobility. And liver happens to be one of the most concentrated natural sources of zinc you can find. Let me share a story from my own practice. I once worked with a 72-year-old patient who suffered from chronic ankle swelling. He had cut liver out of his diet decades earlier, believing it was too unhealthy. After careful discussion, we added just 50 grams of chicken liver once a week, barely more than a few bites. 3 months later, he returned to my clinic with a big smile. The swelling around his ankles had gone down noticeably, his shoes fit more comfortably, and he was walking with more ease. Nothing else in his lifestyle had changed. No new medications, no radical diets, just that small, consistent addition of liver. The lesson here is simple. Sometimes foods we've been told to fear can actually be the very key to restoring what our aging bodies are missing. Of course, moderation matters. Liver is so nutrient-dense that you don't need it daily. A small portion once a week is more than enough to supply your body with vitamin A, copper, zinc, and glycine, all essential for collagen production and joint health. And here's a practical tip. If you dislike the strong flavor, Try blending a little cooked liver into stews, soups, or even mixing it with ground meat for patties. This way, you'll reap the benefits without the overwhelming taste. So while liver may not sound glamorous, it truly is a nutritional powerhouse for your joints. And as you'll see, the foods coming up on our list are not only easier to eat, but in some cases, they work even faster. Number 7. Gelatin. If you've always thought of gelatin as nothing more than those colorful little desserts for kids, you're about to be surprised. Beneath its jiggly, fun appearance lies one of the simplest, most affordable ways to give your body a direct shot of collagen. In fact, gelatin is essentially collagen that has already been cooked down, broken into smaller chains that your body can absorb quickly and easily. What makes it so valuable? It's rich in 2 amino acids, glycine and proline. These are the exact building blocks your body uses to create collagen. Imagine trying to build a brick wall. Starting from raw clay is slow and labor-intensive, but if you already have pre-baked bricks, all you need to do is stack them. That's exactly what gelatin does for your joints and connective tissue. It hands your body the bricks, ready-made, so it can repair and strengthen your collagen framework without wasting time. Now, here's a detail many people don't realize. As we age, our digestive system doesn't work quite as efficiently. Lower stomach acid, reduced enzymes, slower absorption. All of these make it harder for seniors to fully break down protein. That's why eating a steak at 65 doesn't deliver the same benefits it did at 25. Gelatin bypasses this problem. Because it's already been partially broken down during cooking, your body can absorb those collagen peptides far more efficiently. In other words, it gives you maximum results with minimal effort. And the benefits go beyond joints alone. Glycine, the dominant amino acid in gelatin, plays a role in calming the nervous system. That's why many of my older patients who added gelatin to their evening routine reported not only less morning stiffness, but also deeper, more restful sleep. One woman in her late 60s told me she started mixing a spoonful of plain, unflavored gelatin into her nightly cup of chamomile tea. Within weeks, her knees felt less creaky when getting out of bed, and she was finally sleeping through the night without waking up at 3 a.m. If you're wondering how to try this yourself, it's simple. Stir 1 tablespoon of unflavored gelatin into warm water, tea, or even your evening coffee. Let it dissolve, sip slowly, and think of it as fueling your body with pre-made collagen bricks while you rest. Over time, this small habit can translate into stronger joints, healthier skin, and a noticeable boost in mobility. One quick tip. Avoid the brightly colored, sugar-laden gelatin desserts you find in grocery stores. They may look fun, but the dyes and additives can actually interfere with collagen metabolism. Stick to plain, high-quality gelatin powder, ideally sourced from grass-fed or pasture-raised animals, for the best results. So yes, gelatin might look simple, even childlike, but for seniors it's a quiet powerhouse, an easy nightly ritual that can pay dividends in strength, flexibility, and sleep. And coming in at number 6, we move to a food that most people peel off and throw away, never realizing it's actually soft gold for aging joints. Number 6. Chicken skin. Number 6 on our list is a food that almost everyone peels off and throws straight into the trash: chicken skin. For decades, it has been branded as the unhealthy part of poultry. Too fatty, too greasy, and supposedly harmful for the heart. But here's the surprising truth. Chicken skin is actually one of the richest natural sources of type I collagen, the exact form that declines the most rapidly after the age of 60. Type I collagen is the structural glue that keeps your skin firm, your tendons strong, and your joints stable. Without it, you start to notice looser skin, weaker ligaments, and creaky knees. Think of collagen as the ropes holding up a suspension bridge. Once those ropes fray, the whole structure becomes shaky. By eating chicken skin in the right way, you're essentially replacing those ropes, giving your body the raw materials to keep everything held together. And here's a little secret. When you cook chicken skin slowly in soups or broths, something magical happens. The collagen in the skin breaks down into gelatin, which then seeps into the liquid. What you're left with is not just a tasty soup base, but what I like to call biological glue water. Each spoonful delivers collagen in a form your body can quickly absorb and use to rebuild joints, cartilage, and connective tissue. I'll never forget one of my patients, a 70-year-old woman from California, who used to complain that every time she stood up from a chair, her knees made a loud crackling noise. She avoided chicken skin for years because she thought it was bad for her cholesterol. After a gentle nudge, she started adding skin-on chicken parts into her weekly soups. 6 months later, she came back to see me with a grin. "Doctor," she said, "my knees don't talk to me anymore." The stiffness had eased, the crackling sound was gone, and even the swelling around her joints had noticeably reduced. Of course, preparation is key. Frying chicken skin at high heat destroys collagen and creates harmful compounds. But simmering or slow roasting allows the collagen to remain intact. If you don't enjoy eating the skin itself, simply leaving it on while cooking and then removing it before serving still infuses your broth with collagen-rich gelatin. For those who want a simple approach, here's a tip. Take a pot of chicken soup, leave the skin on the drumsticks or thighs, add vegetables and herbs, and let it simmer gently for an hour. The resulting broth is not just comfort food, it's joint medicine in a bowl. So while chicken skin may have been misunderstood for generations, it's time to see it for what it truly is. A natural, inexpensive, and delicious source of the very collagen your body is losing with age. Number 5. Papaya. Number 5 on our list might look like just a sweet tropical fruit, but in reality, it works like a tiny laboratory inside your body, quietly producing the materials you need to build collagen. I'm talking about papaya. Most people enjoy it for its refreshing taste, but very few realize how powerful it can be for digestion, circulation, and especially joint health. The secret lies in an enzyme called papain. As we age, our stomach acid and digestive enzymes naturally decline, which makes it harder to break down protein. That's a problem, because protein is where collagen's building blocks come from. Papain acts like a helper, pre-digesting the protein you eat and freeing up those amino acids so your body can actually use them. Imagine having a handyman who takes raw lumber, cuts it into neat boards, and hands them directly to the construction crew. That's what papain does for your collagen production. But papaya doesn't stop there. It's also loaded with vitamin C, and this is absolutely critical. Vitamin C is like the spark plug in your collagen factory. Without it, proline, one of the key amino acids, cannot be converted into hydroxyproline. Hydroxyproline is what gives collagen its stability, the cement that locks those fibers together. Without enough vitamin C, it doesn't matter how much protein you eat. Your body simply can't assemble collagen properly. That's why adding papaya into your diet can be a game changer. Not only does it help you absorb the raw materials, but it also provides the cofactor that ensures those materials get turned into strong, functional collagen. And when collagen production gets back on track, the results can be felt in lighter legs, less swelling, and joints that move with less stiffness. Here's a simple tip you can put into action right away. Eat a slice of ripe papaya in the morning on an empty stomach. At that time of day, your digestion is clear, and papain enzymes can work at their best. Some of my patients like to drizzle a bit of fresh lime juice over the top. Not only does it enhance the flavor, but the extra vitamin C gives collagen another boost. Over the years, I've had patients who made this small change and noticed surprising results. One gentleman in his late 60s told me that after just a couple of months of eating papaya in the mornings, the heavy, swollen feeling in his calves began to fade. He still had arthritis, of course, but his recovery after walking improved noticeably, and he felt more energetic during the day. So while papaya may seem like just another fruit, It's far more than that. It's both a helper and a builder, the worker who makes sure nutrients get absorbed, and the spark that keeps your collagen factory running smoothly. Number 4 on our list might look humble, even cheap, a simple can of sardines. But don't be fooled by its size or price tag. Inside that little tin lies what I like to call a miniature collagen factory, packed with exactly the parts your aging body needs. What makes sardines so special is the way we eat them, whole. Unlike a fillet of salmon or tuna, sardines are typically consumed with their skin, tiny bones, and connective tissue intact. That means you're not just getting muscle meat. You're getting type Y and type 3 collagen in the most natural form possible. Type Y collagen strengthens your joints and skin, while type 3 collagen supports the blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients down into your legs. For anyone struggling with swelling, tingling, or that heavy feeling in the calves, this is a huge benefit. But collagen is only half the story. Sardines are also one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids, and these play a critical role in calming inflammation. Think of omega-3s as firefighters moving through your bloodstream, putting out the little sparks of inflammation that damage joints and stiffen arteries. With less inflammation, circulation improves, swelling goes down, and painful night cramps are less likely to strike. I once had a patient in his 70s who dreaded bedtime because his legs cramped almost every night. After adding sardines to his meals just twice a week, his cramps began to fade within a month. He told me he was sleeping better, walking more comfortably, and for the first time in years, he didn't feel like his legs were betraying him. Now, let's talk about taste, because I know what you might be thinking. Sardines can be strong and, for some, unpleasant. Here's a trick that works wonders. Drizzle fresh lemon juice over them. Not only does this cut the smell and enhance the flavor, but it also adds vitamin C, which helps your body convert proline into hydroxyproline, the cement that makes collagen fibers stable and strong. So with one simple squeeze of lemon, you get a double advantage: better taste and better collagen. And don't overcomplicate it. Sardines don't need to be fancy. Place them on a slice of whole grain toast, stir them into a tomato sauce, or toss them into a salad. Each bite may look ordinary, but the impact on your joints and circulation can be extraordinary. So while sardines might be small and inexpensive, their nutritional power is anything but. They deliver collagen, calcium, vitamin D, and omega-3s all in one neat package. Exactly the combination seniors need to keep legs strong and blood vessels resilient. Coming in at number 3 is something hidden deep inside the bones, something surgeons and doctors have long known to be precious: bone marrow. To most people it may look unusual or even unappealing. But inside that soft, buttery tissue is a treasure chest of nutrients designed to keep your joints moving smoothly. Bone marrow is incredibly rich in type 2 collagen and hyaluronic acid, two compounds that act like natural joint lubricants. Think of collagen as the sturdy framework of your cartilage and hyaluronic acid as the oil that keeps all the parts gliding without friction. Together they cushion your knees, hips, and ankles, preventing that grinding, stiff sensation so many seniors feel with every step. I once worked with a 75-year-old gentleman who dreaded climbing stairs. Every step made his knees crackle and pop, like dry twigs snapping under pressure. He began drinking bone marrow broth, just half a cup a day, made from beef bones simmered for hours. After 4 months, he returned to my office with a smile. "Doctor," he said, "my knees don't sound like a campfire anymore." The grinding had eased, the stiffness had softened, and he felt steadier on his feet. Bone marrow doesn't just soothe joints, it supports recovery too. Hyaluronic acid attracts and holds water, keeping cartilage hydrated and flexible. This is why people who consume marrow-based broths often report not only better mobility, but also improvements in skin moisture and elasticity. It's like refueling the body's shock absorbers, making every step lighter. and preparation can be both simple and delicious. One way is to roast marrow bones in the oven until the inside turns soft and spreadable. Then enjoy it on a slice of whole grain bread like a nutrient-rich butter. Another approach is to simmer bones slowly with a splash of vinegar for 12 to 24 hours. This draws out not just the collagen and hyaluronic acid, but also minerals like calcium and magnesium. The result is a rich, gelatinous broth that nourishes your body from the inside out. The beauty of bone marrow is that it feels indulgent yet therapeutic. Once a luxury for the wealthy, now accessible to anyone with a pot, some patience, and a handful of bones from the butcher. So don't overlook the value of this humble food. When you add bone marrow to your diet, you're not just enjoying comfort food. You're delivering lubrication, cushioning, and resilience directly to your joints. But number 2 on our list is the real shocker, because it goes against decades of traditional nutrition advice. What most doctors told you to avoid, I'll explain why you may actually need more of. Number 2. Eggs, egg yolks. For decades, eggs, especially the yolks, were treated like villains. Doctors, dietitians, even health magazines told seniors to avoid them at all costs. The fear? Cholesterol. People were led to believe that eating yolks would clog arteries and damage the heart. But science has evolved, and so has our understanding of nutrition. Today, we know the truth. Egg yolks are not the enemy. In fact, they're one of the most powerful allies your joints and muscles could ever have. The secret lies in 2 amino acids, glycine and proline. These are the raw materials your body uses to build collagen, the scaffolding that supports your tendons, ligaments, skin, and cartilage. Without enough glycine and proline, collagen production slows to a crawl, leaving you with stiff joints and sagging tissues. But yolks deliver these amino acids in abundance, like a steady supply of bricks for your body's construction crew. Egg yolks also contain nutrients rarely matched by other foods. Vitamin B12 and choline, for example, are critical for nerve health and muscle function. Think about it. Your joints don't work alone. They rely on strong muscles to stabilize them, and healthy nerves to control movement. When you nourish your body with B12 and choline, you're not just protecting your collagen, you're keeping the entire system of muscles, nerves, and joints working in harmony. I've seen this firsthand in my patients. One older gentleman in his late 60s had avoided eggs for nearly 20 years. He came to me complaining of morning stiffness and muscle weakness. After reintroducing 2 soft-boiled eggs into his breakfast, paired with fresh tomatoes for added vitamin C, he noticed something remarkable. Within a few months, his stiffness eased, his energy returned, and he felt sharper mentally. All from a food he had been told was dangerous. Cooking method matters too. High heat can damage delicate amino acids, so soft boiling or poaching is the best way to preserve their collagen-boosting power. Pairing eggs with vitamin C-rich foods, like tomatoes, bell peppers, or spinach, takes the benefit even further. Vitamin C helps convert proline into hydroxyproline, the glue that stabilizes collagen fibers. It's a simple breakfast combination, but one that can profoundly support joint resilience. So yes, eggs were wrongly accused for decades. Instead of being feared, they deserve a place at the top of your plate, especially if you want to keep walking strong, thinking clearly, and living independently well into your later years. And finally, number 1. The food that's not just a nutrient source, but a true elixir for your legs and joints. It's less of a meal, and more of a natural medicine you can make in your own kitchen. If I had to choose just one food for my patients over 60, this would be it: bone broth. It may sound humble, but it's one of the most complete natural medicines you can prepare in your own kitchen. For centuries, cultures around the world have relied on simmered bones as a healing tonic. And now, modern science is catching up, confirming what tradition has known all along. Why is bone broth so powerful? Because it delivers a full package of joint-healing compounds in one bowl. It's rich in collagen, the structural protein that keeps your joints stable. It contains glucosamine and chondroitin, both well-studied nutrients for protecting cartilage and easing arthritis pain. And it's loaded with hyaluronic acid, the same substance found in expensive joint injections, which acts as a cushion and lubricant for your knees, hips, and ankles. Together, this combination is like giving your joints a repair kit. Strength, cushioning, and lubrication all in one. And we're not just talking theory. In 2019, a study published in the Nutrients Journal followed seniors with knee discomfort who consumed collagen-rich bone broth for 12 weeks. The results were clear. Participants experienced significant improvements in joint pain and overall mobility. That means fewer grimaces climbing stairs, less stiffness getting out of bed, and more confidence moving throughout the day. I've seen these results firsthand too. One of my long-term patients, a 68-year-old grandmother, began drinking half a cup of bone broth every evening. At first, she thought of it as nothing more than soup stock. But within 3 months, she reported walking farther without pain. Her knees felt steadier, and even the swelling in her ankles had eased. To her, it felt like turning back the clock 10 years. Now the magic lies in the preparation. Quick soups won't do the trick. You need time to pull the goodness out of the bones. The best method is to simmer beef or chicken bones slowly for 18 to 24 hours, adding a splash of apple cider vinegar. The vinegar helps extract the minerals and collagen into the broth, creating that thick, gelatin-like texture once it cools. That jiggle is your proof of success. The denser the gel, the richer the collagen. And bone broth is versatile. You can sip it warm like tea, use it as a base for soups and stews, or even cook your grains in it for an invisible boost of collagen at every meal. However you use it, consistency is key. A small cup daily can do more for your joints than most expensive supplements. So while bone broth may not look flashy, it truly is an ancient remedy validated by today's research. A timeless, nourishing elixir for anyone who wants to keep walking strong and living fully. At age 60, many people believe the body is only headed downhill. But the truth is far brighter. By simply rebuilding with the right collagen bricks, your body has an incredible ability to repair itself. Joints ache less, swelling eases, and most importantly, you keep your independence. Imagine yourself 10 years from now, still walking with confidence, lifting your grandchild into your arms, tending your garden with energy and joy. That kind of freedom is worth more than any gift money could buy. If this video gave you value, please hit the like button so this message can reach more seniors who need it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I'll continue sharing powerful health secrets here, insights you won't easily find anywhere else.